it's Arik from Firearms Nation. What's going on, Nation? I'm here today to talk to you about breaking down your gun, specifically a Glock gun. Now, why am I talking about a Glock gun? Well, as a firearms instructor, I see hundreds of students come to me and they have to break down their guns. The biggest problem I see with people having to break down their guns is when they're using the Glock. Now, it's not just because it's a Glock or anything like that. I'm not trying to say that. But what I am saying that it is kind of complicated for your average pistol shooter. And since here at Firearms Nation, we don't discriminate against any type of shooter. We're not just talking about the high-speed guys. We're talking about the guys that just picked up a gun. So if that's you and you have a Glock, well, this video is for you. Now, if you search YouTube, you're going to find hundreds of videos on how to break down a Glock. This one is going to be slightly different. Why do you want to break down your gun in the first place? You need to maintain your firearm, and that means cleaning and lubricating it. If you don't do that, you're going to run the risk of the gun malfunctioning, and when you're depending on this gun to protect you or somebody you love, you don't want it to fail. Whenever we're dealing with a firearm that is outside of a holster, we must abide by the 4 firearm safety rules. And the first rule is always know the condition of your firearm. Well, for this purpose, we need to not only know the condition of it, we have to make sure it's safe. Make sure there's no magazine in it. You have an empty mag well. Second, lock the slide to the rear. You want to triple check that it is completely empty. I also do a physical sweep of the chamber. Now, if you're going to do that, make sure you're not using your trigger finger, because inadvertently you might do something like that while it's going down there and it'll hurt. We make sure that it's clear and safe. We can send the slide forward. Now, for disassembling a Glock, you must pull the trigger first. It will not work if you don't. When we pull the trigger, there's something else you got to consider, Nation. First of all, always point the weapon at someplace that is safe. Meaning, I won't point it at a door, at a wall where I know there's people in the other room. I won't point it at another person. You want to keep that habit of making sure things are safe. And for God's sakes, if you have a round still in that chamber, and it's happened in the past, it happens every year, Nation, you pull that trigger, even if it's your own hand, the bullet is going to go through it. So you always point in a safe direction. If you're a law enforcement officer, maybe lay your vest down on the table. If you have a safe in the room, maybe point it at the safe. I've seen people point it at a mattress. Obviously, there's no one in the bed. So we're going to point it, for the purposes of this video, at this table. Once again, I'm going to check the chamber. I pull the trigger. Now I can take the slide off of the frame. Most of those videos that I've seen on YouTube is going to have you go from your regular grip and rotate the hand over the top. Once you've done that, you're going to pull back with your strong hands, come underneath or up above, get the takedown pins, pull them down, and push forward. Now, this happens occasionally with a Glock where you push forward and the slide's not coming off. Don't panic. All you need to do at this time is to pull the trigger again, and it will disengage the locking block. All right, not a problem. All that means that the recoil guide rod has got out of place and it's jamming up there on the locking block. Pull the trigger, slide it to the rear, push down on those takedown pins, and it comes apart. Now that requires a lot of different hand manipulations, and that's where I see people have a hard time, because if they're not doing it more than once a year and then they try it, they always have failure. Let's try a different method. For this method, all I'm going to do is pull the trigger in a safe direction while maintaining a good grip. I'm just going to push the gun down onto the table hard so I can push the slide out of battery. Now, once again, I'm going to take my finger and thumb. I'm going to push those pins, both sides, towards the trigger, and all I'm going to do is pull up. That's it, Nation. That's how easy it is. And it doesn't matter how big your hands are, how strong your hands are. It's very simple. Once again, point in a safe direction, keeping that grip. All I'm doing is pushing down so it goes out of battery. And by out of battery, I mean the slide comes back and it's exposed. I'm going to push down on those takedown pins towards the trigger and pull up. Now, it can't be more simpler than that. If you like this video and want to get more content, be sure and visit firearmsnation.com and sign up so you're always going to get the new content that I'm putting out. Also, if you want, hit subscribe down below. This is Arik for Firearms Nation. Join the nation. Ever get this